People always ask about leveling up and what's going to make you successful and what to do to change and what's going to work for you. And honestly, man, it's a tough call. What may work for me is not going to work for you. Everybody has to find their own niche on what they think is going to be their thing. You know, right now, my thing is just being positive, try to stay afloat and not necessarily compete because there's so many other brands out there right now. There's so many other businesses. There's so many other events that I don't choose or want to compete with anybody. I feel that the plate is big enough for all of us to eat out of. I rather work with you and help each other level up and love yourself. You gotta love yourself to do what we do. Doesn't matter what it is in the industry. It doesn't matter if you're an automotive enthusiast. Doesn't matter if you own a business, if you own a brand. Doesn't matter if you're changing a tire or you're serving popcorn. You gotta love what you do. You gotta love yourself enough to do it. I think that's where a lot of people are starting to fail you, is that they don't see the love and the passion for what they're doing. And once they start feeling that they do love what they do, they're going to see a different outcome on everything they do. Being your own boss is not easy. It's sleepless nights. It's headaches, it's misery. There's a lot of people that, man, will start to hate you after a while because you want to be your own boss. You want to be successful. I'm not trying to be rich. I'm not trying to be, a millionaire. I just want to eat a good piece of steak once in a while. I want my kids to go to a decent school. I want my kids to grow up and have something to look forward to. That's what being a boss is. A boss is, growing out of the situation you're in now and doing better for yourself. You got to pace yourself on everything you do. So people always ask me literally every day I get inboxes and messages and sometimes even phone calls. Running my own race, I have to. I can't run nobody else's. I can't run your race for you because then I'd struggle. I'd struggle carrying you and carrying myself. Can I help you? Absolutely. Can I help you meet your goal? Absolutely. We can do this together. I mean, everybody can do this together. This is not a one-person show. I am not who I am by myself. I have a great team that has helped me through the previous years. And, just like anything, we have our bumps and we have our headaches. We're going through something now. And, I'm hoping that we can get through it and we continue, 2023 successfully and provide something good for all of you guys. It's hard to find your voice when you always feel you're the smallest person in the room. There's so many other people, there's so many other influencers. There's so many people starting up on social media that also want to have a voice. And it's almost like you're at the bottom of the ladder, you're climbing up and you're climbing up and you're climbing up, and you get to a certain level and here comes somebody and they push you down and you got to go back up. It's a constant struggle trying to find your own voice on where to fit in. Not just for myself, but anybody. It's a tough one. Meditation is key. I meditate every day. You follow me on social media, you see constantly that I'm posting things. These are things that I see, I hear, or I feel. I just posted the other day that even the strongest people break down and cry. That goes for me all the time. And I'll go get home and go into the shower, lock myself, and I will break down in tears just because I had a hard day or I saw something that bothered me. And I'm not the one to go click on social media and voice my opinion. So I keep it to myself. That's why we started No Friends in the Industry. That's things that I've seen, heard, things I'm dealing with, things that my friends, my colleagues, other business partners are dealing with, and everybody's afraid to speak up on it. So we made it No Friends in the Industry, and we've decided to put on a t-shirt, put on a decal, put it on, different memes and things just to feel some type of acceptance at this point, to be honest. You can sit there and you can meditate, you could think about every single thing that you want to do. and you try to put it into perspective. And to be honest, man, sometimes it doesn't work out the way you think it is. But you got to keep grinding, you got to keep pushing, and you got to make it to where it's going to work for you. I get put in situations that I need to know how to control myself and be vulnerable. Vulnerable on stage with the people that I work with. You got to put your heart out there and love what you do. And it goes back to loving yourself. You know, when you love yourself, you become vulnerable because you want people to love you and accept you. Love can go so many different ways, and it's never ending. You know, it's funny because sometimes if you know me really, really, really close and you've worked with me, I will constantly say, I hate people. Not in a bad way, but it's that, you know, sometimes you love people so much that you also hate them. That's fucking weird it sounds, but it's the truth, man. Loving endlessly is very hard. But you have to, especially in what we do, not just in the automotive industry and not just in working for, you know, another shop or, you know, out there on my regular grinding. You have to love everyone. And you have to accept everyone. You have to accept everyone's flaws. You have to accept everyone's downfalls. You know, you have to take everyone's negativity as well, and you have to run with it. So it's a tough, man. Loving endlessly is tough. Phone down, eyes up. Huh? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. As much as I try to put my phone down, like literally you see it just beat. It's tough. You have to learn how to take the time to put your phone down, even if it's for 5 minutes, and shut yourself away from social media. I said this at my last show, and I'll preach it as many times as I can. I come from an era where there was no social media. For us, or for me to have anybody come to my event, or anything I was doing in general, I'd have to stand on a street corner and hand out 10,000 flyers. And if you're from my era, and there's a couple guys that go with me back old school, you know, Javier from Import Evolution, he can vouch for this because he did it several thousand times. We would stand at a street corner, we would stand at a grocery store, stand at the barbershop, we hit up, you know, our friends, and we put together a street team, and we'd literally hand out flyer after flyer after flyer. And, you know, there was no phones. So we had to put our phones down and work, you know, the tough route of doing the promotion. So maybe some of you should think about that aspect of putting your phone down and actually talking, actually grinding, actually going out there and meeting people, and grinding that way. There are still a lot of people that are not on social media. I met an older couple that came to my last year Myrtle Beach show. They are not on social media. The only way they knew about my event was like I handed them a flyer. So, you know, phone down, eyes up, meet new people, and select a different way to grind. A lot of people tell me, man, I see what you're doing. I see where you're at. I had a good friend tell me the other day, he says, you may not see it, but everybody else sees it. I still have a long way to go. I still consider myself the last man on the totem pole. I'm trying to make my mark. Am I going to do it? Absolutely. I'm not going to stop riding, not to take my mark. It's just going to take you some time, but I'm going to do it. Drop that weight. And that's a tough one. I've been doing that for a long time, and I continue to do it. You know, if they're not working with you, they're working against you, there's no need to work with that person. If, you know, you're working for somebody who's not valuing you, or if you're working for a company feels like there's no worth in what you do for them. If, you know, you're a truck driver and, you know, they're putting you on shitty routes, you know, all those things, man, that will play a factor in your outcome. So, you know, stand up for yourself and grind for yourself, make that money for yourself, do it for you, do it for your family. Your outcome is going to be greater than what you expect. If you really want to level up, and gotta surround yourself with people who actually are on the same level as you. You know, if you're around people who are going to stand, you know, in the same thing over and over and have no goals, have no achievements, have nothing that they look forward to doing but waking up the next day and doing nothing again, then you're going to fall in that same routine. You want to level up, surround yourself with people who have the same mentality of leveling up as well. Leap of faith and planting seeds. This is what I'm doing now. I'm taking a leap of faith. I don't know if any of you are going to watch this video. I don't know what you guys are going to think about this video. I'm taking a leap of faith and I'm planting a seed in you to do what I'm doing. You know, go after your goals. You know, if you want to start a brand or a business, go for it. If you want to buy a new car, go for it. You know, whatever you think your next goal is and something is holding you back, do it. And just go ahead and do it. You won't know until you try. People are going to love you regardless. The ones that are there for you and are truly there for you, regardless if you level up or you don't, they're going to be there for you. You know, the ones who truly, truly love you are going to support you and are going to ride with you with thick and thin. And I've got guys that are on my team. We're on a separate group chat. We call it the KS chat. If it would be since day one. And these guys have leveled up with me from their jobs, their personal life, their cars, things they do, you know, with their family. And the reason that they leveled up is they surrounded themselves with people who were like-minded and they loved each other and they loved what they were doing. And they took everybody's advice. And here we are today. It's been 7, 8 years. You know, we're still grinding together. We're still leveling up together. But we still love each other. We still have the passion for what we do. And I think that's key in everything you do in life, is surrounding yourself with people who actually love you and will help you level up.